All right, let's do this shit, gamers. This is gonna be a rough one.
Blondie is drowning in the fountain while the wolves prepare off in the surrounding mountains. And this hum in the air and this death in the room, it will pick us apart if we don't leave here soon. These liars, killers, and evil men have collected the land and are in power again. You can hide under a rock or you can turn yourself in, but they are ruthless, hungry, and in power again.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die Not a Threat.
Just a fact.
I'm Sam, aka Fuck. I didn't write it down.
That's it. It's just
That's
fuck.
your name now. It's just
Yeah,
fuck.
that's it.
I'm Sam, aka Fuck.
Moving
No, I
on.
have one. Hold on. I'm Sam, aka Hitch McConnell, starring Will Smith.
I'm Linus, aka Justin Trudro.
I'm Evan, aka www.tentacion.
Okay.
All right.
That works.
I'm Matt, a.k.a. Doug Vord.
That's not
Do
good.
you guys hear he wants to build subways to places that there's already existing train lines because he's a big fucking idiot?
Oh, yeah.
A regular Elon Musk, that guy. So how's everyone doing?
That was
Pretty
pretty good.
good.
I just spent a week staying with my girlfriend,
That's good.
That's good.
and it was nice.
I saw
It's good
the
times.
pictures of the good cat starting to warm up to you. That's
Yeah,
what you
I
like
posted
to see.
approximately 1,000 pictures of Looker over the week.
Cat
over
of
last
the
week.
show looker.
Not
Cat of the
enough
show
pictures,
Looker.
in my opinion.
There always needs to be more looker pictures.
It's so
yeah,
true.
no, Looker is very good.
Yeah, everyone join
about
the
him is that
Discord
he
for
looks.
pictures of Looker and nothing else.
Yes.
Don't talk to us. Yeah, well,
I have a big old tooth abscess.
nice. So
It
everyone's
was
having a
like-
good
Shit.
week.
Wait, are you on painkillers right now?
No, it doesn't hurt, and I'm not sure if I should be worried about that. They put me on antibiotics, and that's like taking care of the pain as well. So like that works for me. But like they took like an X-ray, and it's just like my tooth root, and then just a big circle of black. And my dentist was literally like, "Yeah, that's what they would put in the textbook for like this is an abscess." So
Congratulations, you got
I've got
a
a root
gig.
canal.
Aren't
got
you
a root-
glad that the government being sworn in is not the one that promised dental care?
Yeah, that's why I'm getting this done right now on my work benefits, so that before I leave the country. Anyway, so I got a root canal 2 weeks from tomorrow, so I'm
You
excited
can fill
for
that abscess with cheap beer, though.
And like the strangest thing happened, because I was talking about it at work when I went in. I was like, I have to get a root canal abscess thing, and three people, just started really earnestly telling me just to get it pulled because root canals are a scam. That like and this went deeper. Like I was trying to peel apart this fucking onion of like what the fuck they thought about this, and I guess like they thought that dentists were like all crooks, and like they gave you like root canals and stuff that didn't really work just so they could get more money out of you. They were basically dental truthers or toothers, if you will.
Nice.
And like they genuinely were like, I was like, okay, but really, like I just have to get a root canal. And they're like, no, everyone who's ever had a root canal has eventually had to get it pulled. And I was like pulling up stats on my phone. I was like, root canals have a 97% long-term tooth retention. This is fucking crazy.
Linus,
but they kept
Linus.
insisting.
Everyone who has ever gotten a root canal died eventually.
It's dental trutherism. It's tootherism. It blew my mind, and
I do like the phrase dental tootherism.
It's so
Episode
crazy.
title. We found it so fast.
You know,
It's
and
good.
I think I know what it is. It's like you ever know someone who like burns through a lot of really shitty cars because they just refuse to take care of their cars at all,
No.
and they think. And they end up thinking all mechanics are crooks because like they just ignore all the problems of their car until it literally breaks down, and they take it into a mechanic, and the mechanic's like, look, your car's fucked, it's gonna be like this many $1,000, and they were like, well, all mechanics are crooks because my car should just work forever, you know. And I think people have that same thing with, like, they don't really take care of their teeth very well. They eat a bunch of... Well, I'm trying not to, like, shit on people who maybe, like, can't afford dental care or, like, food that's not sugary, but they don't take care of their teeth the way you should, and don't go see dentists until the problems are way too advanced to, like, realistically fix. But it's still fucking crazy. Like,
I mean, this is a better conspiracy theory than, like, flat eartherism.
I've had a root canal. I had a root canal when I was like 12 on one of my upper molars, and it's fine. Like, there's
But they did put nanomachines in your mouth.
Oh my god, it's crazy. They just like, no, just pull it out. Anyone who's ever had a root canal had to have it pulled.
I mean,
Because we told them to.
That's what they told me. Root canals are a scam. Dentists are all crooks.
Well, who are you going to trust? The person who went to school for dentistry or the person who...
Took out their own teeth with a fucking hammer, like...
Wait,
like
for real?
No, I'm exaggerating.
I was really hoping that was true.
What an awful thought. My mouth hurts now. Thank you for that.
It's like that scene in Inglourious Basterds.
I respect that, like, medical professionals don't know everything and that they often, overextend their knowledge and presume on people's health. But a lot of people just don't trust anything that comes out of a doctor or dentist's mouth at all. It's wild. It's like they'll go to the doctor and the doctor will be like, you need to do this, and they'll be like, well, no, because doctors don't know anything. And I was like, well, they know some things. They do go to school for this.
Yeah, but I mean, do you really trust school?
do you really trust people?
Do you really trust the concept of education?
Do you really trust knowledge?
Anyway, I'm getting a root canal because it's fucking like just.
Well, Linus is gonna die from the crook dentist.
All right.
So
Well, this is Linus's last
hosts.
episode, everyone.
Bye,
And
everyone.
what an episode to go out on. We've got one hell of a show for you tonight.
Wait, I wanted to quickly, before we get into the really sad thing, very quickly mention similar, not similar, it's really just people saying weird shit at work. When I was at work last night, I was doing the closing shift, and I had a bunch of people beside me having the genuine conversation, what would it be like if Peter Griffin from Family Guy worked with us?
You'd have some
You
funny
gotta go-
moments on your hand.
They'd have to have the whole work on incognito mode so it wouldn't mess up the recommendations.
Oh, God.
I mean, your whole job would just be Family Guy funny moments.
It was so hard for me listening to that episode and hearing that conversation because when Linus said that, like, I saw the clip of Stewie's reel. I had to watch it. I was listening to that. I was like, what the fuck, Linus? And then I realized I literally did that exact same thing with that exact same video.
Yeah, that's just how it goes.
I had to hear
The thing
Stewie's
is-
real accent.
Well, yeah, what I said was, well, I'm not gonna not watch this.
Yeah.
It's like,
What if it's good? Anyway, sorry about the rest of the episode after this.
just
Yeah. Well, I mean, it'll be nice at the end.
Can we make
Yeah.
a pact to, like, again, I think, Sam, you said something about, like, would be really shitty of us to, like, not give this the attention it deserves, but, like, can we not linger on it?
Well,
yeah,
I mean, depends
yeah.
on how much we actually have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be a lot of yelling, I imagine.
Oh,
Yeah.
a lot of yelling.
Just
So,
Sam,
I
you want to take the lead? Let's get the fuck into this.
thank you so much
Yeah.
for this honor. Elephant in the room. My, because everyone else here is a fucking Canadian again. Why does this happen to me? My government, my president
My president?
my president was, not is, taking children away from their parents, brown children, obviously, because he's Donald Trump, and putting them in concentration camps, essentially. And now you already know this. You heard it. You've read about it. But yeah, I guess that's our show tonight, is talking about that. And boy, what a topic.
There's sure a lot of layers to this one.
There's a
I feel
lot
like
of-
every single day the story has gotten worse.
Yeah. I mean,
I was also I was listening to the Even More News episode about this exact topic, and it was very much just like, man, we're a comedy show. Sure, I am glad we're discussing this now.
how do you make a comedy show in 2018 about politics?
Why are we doing this?
Rumpf in his tiny hands.
Can we just fucking do what that one idiot said and be conservative SNL? Can that just be our podcast? That just seems so much easier. I'll take that as a yes. Okay, so the thing about that is that Donald Trump, I think we should probably address the thing that everyone already knows, which is, yes, a lot of this sort of deportation detention infrastructure was set up under Obama. Obama,
he deported so many fucking
he deported
people.
more immigrants than any president ever. I don't know how Trump is doing with that record.
I'm sure he'll get there.
He definitely wants to, because he wants to beat Obama at everything, including hours on the golf course. Waka waka. Yeah, so they started doing that, and basically their fucking angle on this whole thing was, oh, the Democrats made us do this. You should be mad at them. We don't want to do this, but hey, I mean, we can stop. You just have to give us money for the wall. Do you get it? And
the big thing that's super fucked about it is it's just like the thing that people are the most mad about is the thing that was like explicitly not the Democratic policy.
Right, exactly.
Like we could give like Obama shit as much as we want about, you know, family detentions and deportations, because that was extremely his shit.
Yes.
But he did not endorse family separation, which is the one thing people are actually mad about, and the one thing that you can't really blame the Democrats for.
There was like an interview I saw with someone who worked in the Obama administration, and I think he said like, yes, this did happen, as a result of just, you know, shit, but it wasn't like the thing we were trying to do. It wasn't like an officially enforced policy.
Frankly, I don't give a fuck about that. Like, I don't in any way want to absolve to any degree any of that shit.
I know. At all.
I just remember seeing the fucking tweets that was like Michelle Obama and Laura Bush fucking talking about
fucking
how
Laura
sad
Bush.
they are about the children. And it's like, golly, do you guys fucking know a single person who could have done anything about this in the times that they were literally the president?
Probably not. Yeah, so the thing that I really want to talk about right now is the executive order that Trump signed and how fucking transparent and just cruel it is. Because let's get one thing straight. At no point in this process, when they were separating the kids from their parents, at no point did they keep any records or have anything prepared to reunite them at any point ever. Like, those kids were orphaned immediately.
Yep.
So obviously when he signed this executive order, there's no reuniting. It's just like, oh, sorry. Like, they were fucking shipping these children like all around the United States to different detention centers.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's like 2,300 kids who are just probably never going to see their parents again. Thanks, Trump.
The wildest part about it is that this is like right on, like, them starting to do this like en masse was like right on the heels of that big story breaking about ICE losing track of like 10,000 kids.
Yeah.
No, sorry, 1,500 kids.
Yeah.
I didn't think anything so bad could happen that I would kind of forget about that. But
here we are.
They're just cranking the heat up and up and up and up, and they're doing that on purpose, obviously.
They're just in there in the factory cranking.
Right. So the thing about the executive order, and you've probably already heard this, it didn't need to be an executive order. It was already
No, not at all.
It was already them like breaking international law and not following any sort of policy guidelines at all. They just started doing it for no defined reason. We all know what the actual reason is, but there was nothing like written down that said, now it's time to do this. So there was no need for an executive order, and the only reason he did the executive order was because that plays into his fucking narrative of like the beleaguered, like
The big
alas,
strong man.
I had to go to this length to stop what the freaking Democrats did. Woe is us.
They made me go all the way into my secret office and turn off one of the racism switches.
Right. They made Donald Trump sign something, and he doesn't like to do that. Okay, here's a question, and I'm the only American here, so maybe this is the wrong crowd to ask this to. I don't recall more than like 2 times during the Obama administration that there was like footage of him signing something and like showing it off to people. I think like the first bill he ever signed, they did that. Maybe
There's
I'm
that
wrong.
one gif of him going, "It is law."
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's
Yeah.
about because it's just applied to everything on Tumblr now.
Right. But yeah, like there's like fucking probably like hours of footage of clips of Trump showing off his fucking weird ass signature.
His signature's really bad is the thing.
It's just like a...
My professional signature is a signature I made at like age 10 because whenever I renew my passport, it has to have the same signature as the previous one, which is a really fucking stupid idea considering they made me sign my passport at age like 8 or 10.
Very weird.
I think the dumbest thing about
It has
Trump's
a lightning
signature...
bolt in it.
Nice. Sorry.
What?
Sorry,
Where?
I just accepted that and was ready to move on. What?
Is it one of the letters, or...
No, it's just like between my first name and my last name. And there's also a big star at the end of my last name.
Wait, so you're
Your legal passport
Yes.
has this...
holy shit.
signature.
And if you took that out the next time around, it would not count?
Yeah, they made me sign it the same way.
Holy shit, that's so fucking stupid.
I'm just gonna start calling you Matt Lightning Bolt from now on. Like that's your whole first
Matt
name.
Lightning Bolt.
I mean, my legal name is actually Matt of GameCube Nintendo, but
Matt Lightning Bolt of GameCube Nintendo Star.
yeah, that's it. That's me. It's me.
Matt
I mean-
Starrunner.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
You're like a modern day Kyle the Yellow Dart Smith.
I don't know what that is.
What? You're the one who's fucking making a Strong Bad Email podcast.
Yeah. I'm sorry I don't remember every episode.
You should be sorry. Fake fan. It's fucking English paper, a classic.
I never really liked English paper. I think I only watched that one once.
What? All right.
Anyway,
we'll
we're
talk
kinda
about
getting
this on
off
your
topic.
fucking podcast.
Yeah.
I think the dumbest thing about Trump's signature is that it's so thick that he's clearly doing it with a fucking Sharpie.
Yeah, just like his ass.
It's just real...
It's thick, just like them yeeks.
He's not using a regular pen to do it. It's a fucking Sharpie.
Yeah. Pardon
the
me
lines
if I'm
are like half-
doing everything in my
half an inch
power
thick.
to stay off topic this
Yeah.
week.
I will do everything in my power to stay off topic.
But let's
Leave lots of
talk
voice.
about obviously first thing that I really want to say is, and if you're listening to this, you probably already know this. That executive order is not a victory. It's not even close to over. Like, don't stop fucking.
It makes
Well, I mean, like, the
asylum a
executive order was
crime.
literally just, we're not going to split up families anymore.
Yeah,
But
now they're
actually-
gonna
And
now
people
they're
are
gonna
gonna-
put the families
first of
together
all-
in a concentration camp.
Yeah, exactly. It's not
This
even
is-
going to... Well, first of all, it's not even going to happen, probably for several weeks, because that's just how slow shit will move in general. And then, two, like, I know some people are going to consider that a victory, but I feel like, at this point, we have people looking enough that, will go further, hopefully, maybe. They shut down the ICE offices in Portland.
Yes.
The mayor refused to bust it up.
Yeah,
That
I
was
don't know
very
much
good.
about that mayor, so I don't want to like put him on a pedestal. But his tweets about how they weren't going to do anything about the protests were very good.
Yeah, see,
They were very
the thing
good.
about Portland is that I give it a lot of shit for being like a big old white people racism
it's
city.
extremely overrated.
But it's also a big old white people racism city.
Yes, which is part
In
of how
that,
overrated
like,
it is.
the whole state of Oregon was basically just the white people zone. For
Remember when
so
Oregon
long.
was run by the Ku Klux Klan?
Yeah, that's a literal
Oh
thing
my
that happened.
God.
And so naturally I give Portland a lot of shit for that, but like they're the first ones who shut down an ICE office, and you're really going to let Portland have that? Like Let's get up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something
I say
actually-
this as I say let's us as an American proxy, because I'm a Canadian and our government's never done anything bad to immigrants.
Yeah, Canada
Not-
loves immigrants and famously loves brown people.
We famously don't love splitting up families.
Yeah, if there's one thing that I've learned from Detroit Become Human, it's that Canada is just a wonderful paradise of equality and freedom, and it's just fucking perfect. What a good
I actually
video
had
game.
like a bit lined up near the end of the episode when we're done talking about this thing specifically, where it's basically it's a segment that I kind of want to like bring into the show regularly, which is
where I shit on
basically-
Detroit Become Human?
No, it's just Canada, you ain't shit. And it's basically any American story of which there is a comparable Canadian parallel. I get to bring up that Canadian parallel to tell Canadians to stop being so fucking sanctimonious about everything that happens in the States.
I'm
Boy,
totally down
there
for
are
that.
several for this one.
Oh wait,
Great.
before we like kind of keep going on that, I wanted to mention, I think one thing that a lot of people don't understand is they can totally still separate families at the border even with this new executive order.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure one of the things included in the executive order, that's, you know, in the Keep Families Together Act or whatever the fuck he called it, you're actually, like, I think it made seeking asylum a crime, which it wasn't previously.
Yeah.
And now
good.
it just gives you, it's just...
I don't know that it made seeking asylum a crime. I think it made crossing the border illegally a crime, where it had been a misdemeanor.
Is like
yeah. But what I mean is
I
they're
read-
still
I think.
able to split them up. It's just a longer process now. Like you have to, you have to do the actual arrest part first. But once
Right.
you arrest the parents, then you just separate them from the
You,
kids. 'cause
you
that's part of
detain
the
them as a
process.
family, and then you charge the parents with a crime, and then they get separated.
Yeah, it's because
It's
literally
fucking
fascism
bad.
is coming. Literally fascism
yeah,
is
I mean,
coming back.
like
and so it's fucking bullshit.
Didn't we read something about how this is actually like this is a huge violation of human rights,
Oh,
like officially.
It's
Because,
incredibly
like,
illegal.
You can't.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't treat asylum seekers as criminals, even if they cross the border illegally. Even if they, I think it's like asylum seekers can't be treated as criminals, even if they enter irregularly. Meaning, like if they're asylum seekers, you can't fucking arrest them.
Yeah.
And they've just been. The
Doesn't
United
it
States has
literally
just been
extend
doing
like
that anyway.
even if they've been like convicted of petty crimes, if they're coming from somewhere with like an
What the
irregular
fuck
government
does
that you're
the
supposed
United
to
States care? What's anyone
Yeah.
gonna fucking do about it?
They just withdrew from the Human Rights Commission.
We can just slap
God,
the
yeah, we
UN
didn't even
across the
mention
face
that.
with our dick, and they can't fucking do anything about it because we have veto power over fucking everything.
Yeah, except not on the Human Rights Commission anymore, because you guys fucking withdrew.
Hey,
Because they were mad about all the anti-Israel bias.
yeah, we're pretty good country, I think, is what the moral of this episode is.
Yeah.
Fuck, what was I gonna say? I think one good thing to talk about, because it is bad, but there is good resistance, #resistance going on, and I really would like to talk about the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security getting screamed out of a fucking restaurant. Has anyone watched the video?
I actually haven't.
It's so fucking good.
It's a
Didn't
good
didn't
video.
Stephen Miller also get shouted out of a Mexican restaurant today?
Yes, he did.
Oh, today?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I
man.
didn't even fucking hear
I
about
hope
that.
so.
There was another one because these fucking ghouls keep going to Mexican restaurants. Like they're really just trying to rub it in people's faces.
I mean, they shouldn't be able to go anywhere in public without people screaming at them and spitting on them. And
I
like,
don't,
at
I don't
any
know.
time.
It doesn't sound like he got screamed out of the restaurant, but a single protester saw him at a fucking Mexican restaurant and screamed that he was a fascist.
Yeah, well, that's a start.
Remember when Stephen
I
Miller's
want
phone
these
number
people to be. I want these people to be fucking afraid to be in public.
Oh yeah,
That's
these
the
people
thing.
should not ever fucking feel
Like you know when
comfortable
how
in
there's that
public
big
ever
old
again for the
docs
rest
of
their
all the
lives.
people who publicly listed ICE as their employer on LinkedIn.
Yeah, here's something I've been thinking about, and this probably won't happen because our government is so fucking stupid. But remember in the debates between Trump and Hillary when he made that comment where he was like, "Yeah, because you'd be in jail," and everyone went wild. Whoever the Democrats nominate for president, if they don't tell Trump in a debate that he'll be in jail if they win, then that's fucking pathetic. That's like the easiest. You just got
literally broken. He's literally done.
No, that's the
crimes.
thing though. When they go low, the Democrats go high,
and then they lose.
except not high enough to legalize weed.
Hey.
I get it.
Oh yeah, shout out to Canada legalizing weed, but not actually doing anything about all the people who have already been arrested.
Yeah,
for
not
weed.
granting any fucking amnesty because Trudeau's a bitch coward and he has too many cops in his cabinet.
I love seeing all of the fucking threads of people being like, "Yeah, time to go to Canada, woo, land of the free, hooray!" And meanwhile, there's just I don't know Canada's numbers. I say that as if I know the United States numbers off the top of my head, but just presumably. At least thousands, if not massively more, people in prison in Canada for something that is going to be legal very soon. It's good.
Yeah,
It
and none
makes
of them are going to be
sense.
let out of prison, and the people in prison are disproportionately indigenous. It's good.
Yeah.
Can I just say Canada bis? Thanks.
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
good.
Nice. Remember how they detained kids in a fucking Walmart?
Yeah. I mean, it's very on the nose.
Like, Walmart is our capitalist prison, but now it's just a literal prison.
It's extremely on the nose.
It's funny because fascism is happening again, and everyone's just like, it's cool though.
Everyone's fucking Neville Chamberlaining it.
I know,
Like Trudeau's initial statement on the like family separation was basically like, we don't get into these like touchy affairs because we're politics.
It would be untoward to express an opinion of children being separated from their families forever and put in a cage.
Yeah.
And then only after the NDP got on his ass for like all week.
I'm super fucking mad that it's impossible to elect an NDP government. Like, they're not the perfect party by any means, but they are just so much better than what we have. I mean, I suppose it's good that we have a party that like wants to be an active resistance to the shitty people in power, as opposed to the Democrats who don't fucking do anything ever.
Speaking of the Democrats, and I don't remember if this was talked about on this podcast already, so apologies if it was, but remember like a week or two ago when the Democrats, the DNC, announced that they had a new rule that the Democratic presidential candidate has to be a member of the Democratic Party? Just like proving, just basically explicitly saying, we still think that it was Bernie's fault that Hillary lost, and we have learned nothing, and we're going to lose in 2020.
Yeah, the thing about the Democrats is that they're going to lose in 2020, and honestly, they suck so bad they're probably even going to lose this year.
I'm not really sure about that. God, I don't want to believe in the Democrats too much, but I do think that there is still an attitude overall of people. Although Trump's approval rating is currently at an all-time high of about 45%, fucking 90% with Republicans are approving of Trump, which is not surprising, but bad.
It's not good to think about.
Yeah.
How long do you think it is before the people who they've been keeping in those camps actually start dying? Like, how long?
Oh, no,
It's
several
gotta
have
happen, but
already.
how long?
I would be surprised if they haven't already had deaths.
I'm pretty sure they literally already have them.
Yeah, like
No, I mean orchestrated deaths.
I've read some stories.
I mean like literal orchestrated deaths, like the government starts fucking doing it on purpose.
I mean, I really want to believe that wouldn't happen, as I think we all would.
I'm sorry, I have almost no confidence in it anymore, to the point where I think that's probably going to happen.
I can't speculate on that. It's gonna kill me if I start thinking about that. So I won't until I have to when they do it.
That's entirely fair.
Yeah. Did you fucking see that article about people dying of a lack of medical care in ICE detention facilities over the past like 10 years or so, and how their policy, as like one of the ICE like guards put it, was, we don't take anyone to the hospital unless they're dying.
Yeah, because that's what hospitals are for.
That's what hospitals are for.
They're not for preventing you from dying. They're for exclusively palliative care.
Yeah. If you've been throwing up every night for the past 10 days, then we'll take you to the hospital on the 10th night. But like, if we take you on the first time you throw up, like, what if you weren't going to die?
You're just trying to get out of this jail we're illegally holding you in.
Right, exactly. What if you weren't going to die and then you didn't die? Exactly.
That'd be pretty fucked up if you think about it.
Exactly. Because it's for profit. God, do you ever think about for-profit prisons and what a fucked up... Jesus Christ. We're doing great.
I just... That's one of those things where it's just like, every time I think about it, I'm like, who thought this was a good idea? And then I realized that no one did. They just saw money. They saw dollar signs in their eyes.
Well, they think that is a good idea.
Shit.
Because
No,
money
I
is
mean,
more
like,
important
I
than
meant good
literally
idea, and
anything.
as in an idea that would actually help people.
Oh, no, they...
And not just their pocketbooks.
Well, it helps them.
Yeah, well, are they people?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. As much as we like to call them monsters, they are people, and that is an important thing to remember, is that this is what happens when you have capitalism and that people get money, is that this happens. Is that
The
you
thing about them
become
is
like
that they're people, and those people are made of flesh, and flesh can be pierced with bullets. Not a threat, just a fact.
Not a threat. It is a fact. Watch Mythbusters. They have...
See what they do to Buster.
Yeah.
That's what you could do to a human.
You could.
If you needed to. Not a recommendation, just a fact.
In no way are we saying you should do that. It is just an empirical fact that bullets do go through flesh. I don't know what to... if you don't believe that, I don't know what to tell you.
Guillotines are strong enough to go through the spinal column of a human.
That is also a fact.
Even adult humans.
That's what
just,
they're for.
Just a fact.
Yeah. I know that we're not... Can we fucking go to questions?
Yes.
I did want to do my section.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know how Americans do some shit and then Canadians love to get real sanctimonious about it?
No, has America ever done anything? Oh, sorry to pull back. There is one thing that I wanted to say about the there's been a lot of discourse about referring to what the United States is doing right now as concentration camps or whatever the hell. A lot of people have said it's unnecessary to compare them to concentration camps because the United States has basically done this exact thing before in all kinds of different situations, like just to name one example with Japanese internment camps, which is true. And that's completely valid and correct. But I think that, to me personally, a lot of people are ignorant to Japanese internment camps. So I think that calling them concentration camps makes people, in theory, if I weren't in a fucking echo chamber like this podcast, think about it more. Because if you say Japanese internment camps, not everyone's going to even fucking know what you're talking about. Which I guess you could say is an argument for why you should say that. I don't know.
Yeah, hey, remember how Hitler was actually just a huge fan of the way racism worked in the United States, and specifically how native reserves works, and that's basically where he got the idea of concentration camps.
The Holocaust was basically inspired by America and America. Just two different things that America did.
Literally his use of, like, Zyklon B as the gas used to kill people in the gas chambers was directly inspired from Americans on the southern border spraying Mexicans with it when they were coming over, when there was some kind of plague that they assumed they all had.
Jesus.
I'm trying to remember the fucking Dollop episode about it. All I know is that there was a sick riot.
Christ. Yeah, Hitler basically saw America and he said, you know, I like the way you do racism and I love the way you do assembly lines.
Yeah. So that's why so many Nazis were just appropriated into the States after the war and not, tried for their crimes.
Apparently, he also took a lot of cues from the Canadian residential school system too.
Oh, well, I'm getting to that in just a moment.
It would be very good if everybody involved in this administration went to fucking prison when the next administration comes around, because everything they're doing is super fucking illegal. But
God, remember how like people are literally invoking the Nuremberg defense to defend ICE.
I saw someone posted the fucking like a screenshot of an article that was like some like high up guy at ICE was like, now whatever you think of us, the fact is we're just following orders. And I saw that and I was like, this is way too on the nose. Like, it's way too similar to what the literal actual historical Nazis said to be true, which means that it's probably true. And it was true.
It was literally true. They're invoking the Nuremberg defense, which was overturned in, war crime courts as being insufficient.
So hang everyone from ICE and hang President Trump when the time comes, because what he's doing is illegal.
Apparently fucking
Not a threat, just historical precedent.
There's even, Australians that are trying to pretend like all the shit that Americans are doing is, whoa, why are they doing this crazy stuff? How could
That's
Americans
so out of left
be
field
like that?
for America, who's always been so tolerant.
Well, that coming from Australia, who reject migrants and then throw them onto a prison island.
Yeah.
They have a literal island that they throw people on.
Yeah, inspired by their own country, Australia.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they had the stolen generations is very similar to what we in Canada had as the residential school system. The residential school system, of course, being ripping Indigenous kids from their families to, as it was said, beat the Indian out of them.
Jesus Christ.
And the last residential school in Canada closed in 1996.
That's very recent.
That is within my lifetime.
I was
Not
alive.
within Evan's lifetime, because he's a tiny baby, but within mine.
Oh my god. Was that the thing that you wanted to talk about Canada?
But also, the other thing is just the utter hypocrisy of how America, about how Canadians talk about Americans treating their migrants, because there have been, since essentially around when Trump started, I think it was probably around when he captured the nomination, there have been a lot of people who had been in the States on, expiring visas, who, basically read the cards and were like, we need to get the fuck out of here. And we're trying to cross at border points in Canada to seek asylum here, but under what the Canadians and Americans have signed called the Safe Third Country Agreement, anyone who has already landed in the States cannot apply for asylum in Canada because they are considered a safe country. And Justin Trudeau won't fucking suspend this agreement, despite the fact that it is increasingly clear that existing refugees and also current migrants are not safe there, because they are very liable to be shipped back to their home countries, despite people coming over for reasons of religious persecution, people coming over for sexual orientation persecutions, people fleeing gangs, because they are all just seen as this monolith MS-13 shit. Do you see that fucking tweet today? I think it was from that former Pussycat doll that's just a total mega head now, and it was it was a picture of a bunch of Mexican teenagers in an airport, and they're all just wearing black tracksuits, and she's like, these guys look like gang members to me, kids don't have mustaches. And it's this is how
it's called
all
you're
migrants
racist.
are seen. And yet, our fucking coward bitch-ass government won't suspend the agreement that's preventing them from crossing the border legally, because the only way to get, essentially pulled in as a refugee is when they're not crossing it legally. So there are people who are crossing the border in Manitoba in the fucking middle of winter, and those are plains, so there's no protection from wind, and it's minus 45, and these guys are losing hands and fingers trying to get across the border, and they're like, no, we don't think you were in adequate danger to flee to Canada, and then they deport them back to the States, and the States deports them back to Dominican Republic. And then residential schools, I got into it as much as I really need to, because it's just a distinct policy of family separation that is within living memory. And so, Canadians, get off your fucking high horse.
I'm gonna make some theme music. that we can put at the start of that, so it can be a segment now.
I do want to make that a segment.
Can we please fucking go to questions? This episode sucks.
Let's go to questions.
If you have a question, you can send it to hikipkatd.tumblr.com/ask, or our Gmail where we won't read it, or our Twitter where we won't read it. First question comes from Haunting the Morgue, who says, hey, specific Linus question. Give us tips on passing as Chad. Thanks.
Resident Chad expert, Chad Passing.
For me, I guess, tank tops
Have muscles.
is a big thing. You should really try hard to have severe depression that is only treatable through constant exercise and like just do that, and then buy a lot of tank tops and hang around with the actors. Also, be 6 feet tall. That's a
I feel
really
like that's
important.
the biggest thing, because you can't actually be a Chad if you're under 6 feet, because then you're legally a manlet.
Jesus Christ.
God, every time I get a tattoo, I have to stop working out for 2 weeks because like I could literally like strain or sweat the ink out, and my mood like drops noticeably, and I'm like, well, good to know it's still there. Just waiting until, you know, my circumstances don't let me constantly exercise.
And that's how you pass as Chad.
And that's how you pass as Chad.
Anonymous asks, how can we help immigrants? Seeing all this shit with ICE and all this fucking disturbingly widespread dehumanization and hatred of immigrants from almost everyone I know IRL has been making me want to curl up and die. The more I learn and hear, the more I seriously can't mentally process this monstrous shit. Here's the 3 things, in my opinion. In my uneducated, unhelpful opinion. From least helpful to most helpful, but don't feel bad if you can only do 1. First thing is spreading awareness, because you'd be fucking surprised how many people don't know or give a shit about any of this. Second thing is, if you can provide any sort of financial like donations or whatever. I just earlier saw, in response to if you heard about Melania Trump's "Do I Look Like I Care" or whatever jacket.
Oh my god, we didn't even
Someone, Parker Malloy, I think is the name, made a... I mean, it's just like a link to redirect, but it's an easy to remember link. The URL is ireallydocare.com, and that's just a redirect to like an Act Blue thing that donates to various organizations that are working on helping this. Most helpful thing you can do, most impactful thing you can do, is if you can take any sort of direct action, like protesting outside of an ICE facility, screaming at any politicians in a restaurant, anything like that you can do, obviously is incredible, like the most substantially, visibly, actually productive. But obviously a lot of people, for whatever reason, mental health, geography, whatever, aren't able to do that. So don't beat yourself up if you can't, but anything like that you can do is hugely helpful.
Especially just because it's primary season, put a lot of pressure on the people running on the Democratic ticket.
Oh yeah.
Make it very clear that you're not interested in voting for anyone who isn't for abolishing ICE.
Yeah, if your senators and representatives are not vocally against this. Hey, remember boop 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 Manchin Watch 2018? Remember when Joe Manchin was like, took some convincing to sign on to the legislation to stop separating families? What a fucking piece of shit.
The very good Democrat.
God, I fucking hate Joe Manchin. Anyway, yeah, just reach out to your politicians. Anything you can do like that is very important.
Also, join an org, like any organization that has like politics against this. In particular, the DSA and the IWW have been doing really good work. They're the ones who organized yelling at the Department of Homeland Security lady while she was at...
the DSA has been doing some really, really good direct work the last couple of months.
Yeah,
I
don't know if they were
ragged on them
entirely
before.
behind the Portland ICE facility shutting down, or if they were just a large part of it. But yeah, DSA is doing great right now.
And if you're in the United States, join the DSA. It's good.
Maxi Satan Unofficial asks, or says rather, not a threat, just a demand. Rahm Emanuel, retire, bitch.
I don't even know what he did this time, but I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
The mayor of
he
Chicago,
is the mayor
noted
of
Obama.
Chicago, and he's
Noted
a fucking
Obama aide.
absolute piece of shit. Yeah, he's bad. Also, fuck, I don't remember what I was gonna say. Anonymous says, Fortnite fosters class consciousness.
Okay,
Cool.
Okay.
thanks.
Surrey
Okay,
Jack
fine.
3000 says, I'm from the future. How do you feel about our socialist overlord Elon Musk sitting on Mars while he graciously provides us with jobs working in his power plants, constantly cranking levers to provide power to a fleet of Tesla-branded space cars? Isn't it an honor to contribute to such an ideal world?
I'm really loving the return to serfdom in the company town that is being actively encouraged by all these shitty billionaires.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. How long before he starts paying them in Musk script?
Musk coin.
they're gonna be named
Musk
after his
coin.
kid. They're gonna be thrush bucks.
Or it's just going to be called Usk, like the fucking EVE Online currency ISK.
Like when is
For all you EVE fans out there, I don't
like,
play EVE. That's
Amazon's
why I couldn't
like
remember it.
desperately bidding. Well, not Amazon isn't being desperate. Cities are desperately bidding for Amazon's second headquarters. But what Amazon's just going to end up doing is buying up one of those like completely empty cities in the middle of China and just turning it into a company town. One of those planned cities.
Oh, it's
He's just going to build his own town.
Here's a question from Anonymous. Could you rank all the hosts on a scale ranging from dumbass to valid? And I have
We actually did discuss this in the
prepared,
chat.
and I'm going to post it on the Tumblr
As
shortly.
a response?
By the time you hear this, you will see the post on the Tumblr. The thing about this question, and I appreciate what you were going for, but a thing that I think you failed to consider, with all due respect, sir, or ma'am, or neither, is
Sir, Mr. Trump,
Mr.
President,
Trump,
Sir.
my liege.
Mr. Dr. Trump, is dumbass to valid is not a one-axis scale. It is a two-axis scale from dumbass to brain genius and invalid to valid, like a political compass. And we are all the way dumbass and all the way valid.
Except Evan. Evan is the least dumbass, and also less valid because
sorry,
he's under
Evan.
20.
There, I don't know how I feel about this. Do I want to trade my validity for smarts?
That's not how it works. I'm sorry.
That's not how it works. It's an
I'm
objective
sorry,
scale.
Evan.
No, yeah.
Oh, should
don't
we
get-
talk about the poll to see which one of our hosts is getting executed?
I don't
Yeah,
get,
let's get an update on that.
I don't get
Oh, how'd
100
that turn
points
out?
like a D&D character creation thing to spend on either dumbass or valid.
So if you haven't already voted, go to strawpoll.me/158888906 to vote on which one of our hosts dies when we hit 200 a month on Patreon.
That is a toll link. By putting it up, you're sending $5 to the podcast directly, like one of those old timey
current
Colin shows.
check-in. And let's do it. We'll start from bottom to top in order of least hated to most hated.
Hey, it was all four people who were on last week previously had 0 votes.
That
and
is
now
not
only
the case,
2 of them.
unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
with 0 votes, we have a tie for least hated hosts of Caroline and Josh. Congratulations. And from there we go Alex, Eddie, Evan, Zach, Lauren, Linus, Patrick, Andy. And now at our more sizable vote chunks is me and Luna, tied with 11% each. Matt, you have 16%. And inexplicably, Brooks, who has been on the podcast like 4 times, has 39%.
I mean, if we're talking
34
about,
votes.
if we're
like
talking about
triple.
people who haven't been on the podcast very much, how the fuck did Andy get 5 whole votes? Do people even know Andy's on the podcast?
Andy's been
On
on
one
Don't
like,
blame
official
twice?
main actual canonical episode.
And then 50% of a bonus episode because they had to go halfway through that recording.
What did
Don't
Andy
blame
ever
me.
do to you?
But Brooks,
Don't blame
like,
me. I voted for Matt.
I mean, unless they
leading the
listen to
pack.
Emoji Drum. If they listen to Emoji Drum, Andy says some truly cursed nonsense on that show.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, though, is Brooks deserving to die is very much a Hakipka meme, but I don't think that he's really been that much of a contributor to our most cursed things on the podcast. In all honesty, I think that just going off of what's been said on the podcast, it's got to be Luna or Alex.
Yeah, look, Alex had mentioned this last week when they were recording. But Alex let Alex get away with a
Alex
lot
slides under the radar so much.
we do.
because she has just a really nice voice.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
responsible for Big Pussy Gaming, the
Yeah. That
worst segment that's ever
Yeah.
happened on this show, and we're just okay with that somehow?
No, I'm not okay with it.
She was. She also is the source of my nickname, Fun Gutters.
I mean, Alex.
I mean, was she not
Alex,
responsible
did
for
Alex
the more?
come up with wide on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
The
she
vagina
did.
equivalent of a boner, a hard on.
Alex is the one who loves to say that we got to put the pussy on
Like,
the
Alex is great. I
sideburns.
don't want anyone on this podcast to be executed. I love all of my friends on this podcast, but it's got to be Alex. I'm sorry.
Let's recite more cursed moments. I think that's a good idea.
Let's not.
Well, one of them you're not allowed to say because if you say it, you have to put $20 on the
we
Patreon.
gotta have a-
I'm amazed that I'm not more competitive.
We gotta
in
have
this,
a greatest
in this,
hits.
getting killed contest.
Well, it's because almost all of the time when you say that shit, it's either still officially podcast sanctioned, which it no longer is, or I specifically gave you permission to say it.
Also, the first to answer Wank Spangling Cockwomble's question, the
Can I mention?
It
Can I mention
was
that?
Matt. It was you, Matt.
it was super Matt.
definitely
Like,
you.
that's why I voted for him. Is because he invented it. I just appropriated it and said it a bunch of times till it got banned.
But also, just wank spangling cockwomble is something that a turf said to me on Twitter, and it's like just very funny that they still just use they use things that are like made up Harry Potter animals.
That's like a fuck one of those like Americlaps posts. Like, did you know that in America they call a wank spangling cockwomble a piece of shit?
Pissy shitties.
Oh yeah, sorry, wank splangling.
Yeah, wank splangling cockwomble. I'm sorry. Yeah, Luna Lovegood is constantly on the lookout for the wank splangling cockwomble.
Isn't this something? Isn't this like a Tumblr thing where people would replace like swears with random like quote unquote creative insults where they'd call people like a turd
That's not a
goblin or
Tumblr
some shit like that?
exclusive thing. Like,
What was the thing? There was one that I used to see all the time, and it confused me until I figured out what was going on. I think it was like donut. I think everyone you
so
call people
random.
a donut.
That's a
lot.
left. That's a left Twitter thing.
God,
I
that's
called them
and
an
I remember
epic
I would see
bacon
it.
penguin.
oh my god, that's so random.
It's
Yeah. This is like a lot of the reason why I left Tumblr is like I couldn't stomach the like fucking
Bullshit.
what's the word I'm looking for? Just the fucking like literally the discourse, like the actual definition of the word discourse, meaning like the language used. Just I couldn't deal with it anymore. It was so weird and saccharine sometimes, and just like gifs of fucking the very Potter musical and.
Well, you know what this
I couldn't
means.
deal with it anymore. I quit.
Potterheads, grab your wands. Hoovians, get in your TARDIS.
Hey,
we
just
need a
'cause
name
it's
for-
since-
Kill
since-
Linus.
Wait, hold up. We need a name for fans of Hakipkaja.
In parentheses.
We need to name our fans. Like, we need a fandom name. You motherfuckers.
I think
Fun
the worst
gutters.
thing for me was like that thing where they would describe an action in parentheses, you know, like in parentheses raise his wand, or in parentheses.
You're supposed to do it in
Unleash
asterisks,
Katana.
you dumb motherfuckers.
Now, to be fair, I do that constantly because it's very funny to me.
Nope.
Yeah.
I do that, but only when it's fun.
Also, like, seriously though, we need a name. We need a name for people who listen to the podcast. We need to like make up a fandom name now, so it can be like
War criminals.
War criminals. Grab your yeeks.
Kippers.
I really don't like that. But also, I feel like our thing would have to be grab your favorite mug.
Why? Oh,
Yeah.
fuck off. God damn it. Is that going in the episode? I don't want
Absolutely,
it
because I'm pretty sure I'm editing this week.
to. God damn it. Tumblr user Mike Dawson says, in light of a recent Mabimbam, which host would be the captain? That's my brother, and me, in case anyone doesn't know that somehow. Which host would be the captain? Now,
Well, apparently, like their methodology,
We all
We
have
did
to
do a
say
straw
their
poll on
methodology
this.
was having everyone yell it at the same time, which we couldn't really do in the podcast
Wait,
in the chat setting, but we could do here.
Luna put up a straw
do we
poll.
want to do that?
Luna put up a straw poll.
We
in,
did put
host
we did put
chat.
up a straw
Yeah,
poll.
I've got the
there is a
straw poll
tie.
results.
We can maybe try to settle that tie right here, right
Yeah.
now.
Wait, hold on. What's the tie?
It's me and Luna.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Should be like counted in.
Yeah. So
See, I feel like Sam
I'm gonna-
winning would
Three,
be
two,
misogynist though. So.
1, Luna.
Me.
One of the two.
You fucking cowards!
Yeah.
Vote.
I already said it, so everyone's else.
I already
That's
did.
true. This is a vote that's I think probably all of us already voted on.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
voted. I think I voted for you, Sam.
Thank you. That means I win somehow.
I think I think Luna would be the captain and Sam would be the first officer.
That's
like
exactly
Riker
what
style.
I was in the murder mystery
Just like-
game that I played a few days ago, which was very fun. Thank you,
sick.
Frank, who doesn't listen to this podcast.
I was a captain in a murder mystery recently, but I wouldn't be the captain.
I auditioned for one of those once. It was a really weird audition.
Yeah, no disrespect to our dear friend Luna, but I'm here right now and I say that I'm the captain. Fuck you, I'm flipping on my microphone right now. Can
I
you
am the
hear it?
captain now.
Oh, okay, Matt's the captain, actually.
Look at me.
Anyway, to give an actual answer to this question, we don't have a captain because this is a commune.
Yeah.
Well, fine. Who's the general secretary of the Soviet Socialist Republic
Me.
if Henry Kissinger is Pokemon going to die?
Me. Anonymous says, I'm a dumbass, so I recognize like 3 host voices and can pair like 2 voices to names. I think whoever speaks about not saying this the most should be executed. Who is that? It's Evan, but the slate has been wiped clean, so...
it's very much...
Yeah.
They had to use a magic eraser to wipe it all off. The slate.
Evan has received a presidential pardon
Never mind, I'm not
from
going to say
Donald
it.
Trump.
God, remember when Trump said that he can pardon himself, for fuck's sake? Can I talk about Michael Cohen and the fact that Donald Trump is completely like hanging him out to dry, and it's really fucking funny.
What was the
Why would
latest on
anyone
him? Did
ever
he, like,
Michael willingly work for
Michael
Donald
Cohen
Trump
was
ship?
calling witnesses and like telling them to keep quiet about stuff while he was under surveillance. So he was immediately caught doing it and put in jail. Despite being waiting for sentencing, Donald Trump tweeted about what a terrible sentence he received. Michael Cohen is now asking Trump to pay him for his like legal fees or whatever, and Trump is not gonna do it. And it's really funny to me how like the thing that like everyone says is like, yeah, Trump, if you're not loyal to Trump, he'll turn on you in a second, but to the people who are loyal to him are well rewarded. Like, no.
Are they, though?
They're well rewarded until he just, for no reason, decides he doesn't give a fuck anymore. I mean, not that he ever gives a fuck. It's just a coincidence if he's rewarding you. Trump's good. Anonymous says, Elon Musk is definitely going to buddy up with Trump to get SpaceX used in the Space Force. Oh, God, the Space Force. In the Space Force for the epic karma and all lit internets, right? God, he probably is. I didn't think about that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be Bezos because Trump hates Amazon for whatever reason.
Because the broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah, I think it's like Amazon takes money away from the postal service or something that isn't true. Yeah, I don't know. Elon Musk. How does Elon Musk feel about Trump? I feel like he doesn't like him.
Yeah,
I feel like he's like any rich person where he will publicly say something that suggests he doesn't like him, but in private very much loves him.
But Elon Musk is a socialist. He said so.
I guess that hasn't... Elon Musk's entire week of Twitter dunking has not been discussed on this podcast.
Elon Musk is having a week on Twitter. He's been having
Can I
a week
just-
for about 4 weeks now.
Can I please read some Italian Elon Musk tweets?
Oh my god, yeah.
I
Who was
invented-
that?
It was so
the
great.
guy who
Alex Q. Arbuckle.
some
lost his check mark
their
because
blue
he
check
changed his
in the
name to
service.
Italian Elon Musk. I launched the rocket. And people
Okay, I'm
fucking
gonna
started
read some
calling him
tweets.
out for racism.
Mamma mia.
I think my favorite one is I
Mamma
design a new vegetable. I call it a tomato. Ooh, I invent this all by myself. Disruptorino.
It's disruptiano, and I have not been able to stop thinking about that word all week.
Oh my god.
The best one was one of the first ones where it's like the burning Tesla, and he's like, "Mamma mia, no refundo."
That's a spicy meatball, no refundo.
Cheesy
That's a
LAPD.
spicy meatball.
I shoot
And
the
some salsa on
calzone
my
into
balls.
space.
Just give me a second. I gotta get into the character for this. I'm making the marionettes paint like a Rick and Morty. I am the Pickle Rick Paisan.
Oh,
That's racism.
oh.
You can't.
Hold on. By the way, just super quickly, Sam, a bunch of my friends right now in a different Discord are praising Detroit Become Human, and right now, like, your blood is flowing through my veins, and I'm just screaming at them.
I was fucking shitting on Detroit Become Human for the oh god, I'm so sorry for this right now. I was shitting on it for the fact that the poor unemployed drug addict has an android that costs
An
a lot of money.
$8,000 android.
And fucking, oh
Yeah.
my god, someone in this Discord, I'm not going to name names or name Discords, but someone said that I sound like a Republican when they say that poor people shouldn't have dishwashers and refrigerators. It's like, that's not the same thing. It's a fucking android. Oh my god.
Mussolini, he make the trains run on time.
thank
I
you.
like that, except for the train part. Ooh, Redditio. Ciao,
Did we talk
uniones.
about,
Hasta la derp.
After the derp.
Did we talk about Trump throwing a starburst at Angela
Trump
Merkel?
threw starbursts at Angela Merkel.
Angela.
And then said,
And like
Art of the
yeah,
deal.
don't say I never give you
a
anything.
starburst isn't even the kind of candy like any adult eats. It is exclusively. It would be like if you had a fucking triple power push pop. Like it is
baby bottle
pop.
It's a
Baby
fucking
bottle pop.
baby candy. If he had like some turtles or like a Snickers bar or something, it's like, okay, you know, adults eat those sometimes, but it was a fucking Starburst.
I don't want to shit on Starbursts. Starbursts are fine.
They're good, but they're child candy.
Yeah, and he's
You know,
a child.
it's like it's,
I don't understand the issue. I wish it was
Ring
those like
pops.
fucking gummy burgers.
anyone else got any old candy?
Hold on. Nerds.
Nope.
Like on the rope, nerd ropes. Don't say it. I swear to God.
Stop it. Stop
I
it.
wasn't.
No,
Stop it.
no, there's an actual candy
Stop
called
it right
Nerd
now.
Ropes, Sam.
I
Yeah,
know.
it's
I
nerd
know.
ropes.
I'm just stop it right now before it happens.
Speaking of nerd ropes, how do you think it is when Elon Musk and Grimes have sex?
How do you think that Elon Musk is
Stop
going to
it.
produce
Bialystock
Crush?
and Bloom says, if Trump, Pence, Paul Ryan, Orrin Hatch, and Mike Pompeo all die or become fuck me. Let me start this over. If Trump, Pence, Paul Ryan, Orrin Hatch, and Mike Pompeo all die, become
Incapacitated. Fuck's
Is someone
sake,
else
Sam.
on the Tumblr? I'm having a hard time. If Trump... Fuck.
If Trump
There's
fucks,
people listening to this right now.
Take 4.
If Trump...
I'm going to read this one.
Okay.
Bialystock and Bloom asks,
Okay.
if Trump, Pence, Paul Ryan, Orrin Hatch, and Mike Pompeo all die / become incapacitated and are forced to retire,
Fuck you!
the guy who produced Suicide Squad will be the president. Not a question, just a fact.
Remember when Steve Mnuchin was one of the executive producers of Suicide Squad?
Academy Award
Remember
winning
how
film
the
Suicide
guy
Squad.
who helped produce the Scooby-Doo live-action movie's name is Dick Trickle?
That's good. Do you ever think about how they're making a Joker origin story movie and a Joker...
They're making 2.
They're making...
Well, I guess not the other. Well, one of them's not the origin story. I get what you're saying.
They're making 2 different Joker movies with
Yeah,
2
in one of
different
them, the
Jokers
Joker is
in
Rick
2
from
different
Rick and
DC
Morty.
universes.
It's like, what were those 2 fucking Meteor movies that came out at the same time? One of them had Bruce Willis, and the other
Armageddon,
one had
Deep
Steven
Impact.
Tyler. That's right. Well, I think Armageddon was both Bruce Willis and Steven. Anyway, it'll be like that where they're both released in the same year, or A Bug's Life and Ants.
Well, that's a thing though. Is do you know what happened with Bugs Life and Ants, and maybe even those other 2?
What?
Apparently, this is a thing that like a movie will be in production, like in the writing stage, and I don't know exactly the circumstances, but it'll get like sold to one production company, but another one will have some like claim to the rights of it for whatever reason, so they just both make their movie. That's what happened with Bugs Life and Ants.
So it's like the double Quicksilver.
Yeah, like that's happened.
It's like the
that's
Quicksilver
happened,
who's in Marvel and in X-Men.
Sorry to say this illegal website, but I did see on Cracked there was a whole thing about it, of like various movies that have been the same movie that then became 2 movies. It's very weird.
I think that was a pre The Bad Thing article. So
It was pre-bad Cracked,
yeah.
but also probably post-good Cracked. Anonymous says, how do I make, and this is a question I feel like we get very often, but how do I make an effort to learn politics and current events without feeling horrible
It's
constantly?
impossible.
You don't. I just feel bad all the time.
You don't.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
If you have a shred of empathy, it's impossible to
Yeah.
feel good.
Yeah, sorry. Roast beef t-shirt voice. It is impossible to have a good day. Read Akewood, I guess, is my answer to that question.
Well, there's a lot of things that I wish I could have done in the past because now I realize that laws are a fake idea. That's how I get through.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
How I get through it. Wait, is that actually the real quote?
No, it's being in trouble is a
Okay.
fake idea, is the actual quote.
I was trying to do a thing about, how people should do direct action and that's how you feel better about it, but I've only ever seen it as an edit that says, now I know that gender is a fake idea, so I was hoping I didn't accidentally
very
just
good.
say the real reference.
Very true. Argyle Funk asks, Hi, Hikipkitd. Sorry for not sending in questions for so long. I'm lazy and forgetful and bad at thinking up dumb shit to send you. Anyway, here's my question. If Donald Trump could fuck, what would his favorite sexual position / act be? No points for just saying golden showers. Get creative because I will be grading your performance. Thanks, Argyle.
Can I answer this one?
Yeah.
Fuck you, Argyle.
That's right. He would fuck you, Argyle.
Oh, hey, Sam, can I
That's his favorite thing to do, Argyle. This is your fault. You asked us.
And now you must pay the price.
Golden showers.
Yeah, it's definitely...
Yeah.
There's
JoJo's
no way
Bizarre
it
Adventure,
isn't.
Golden Wind.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. We were going to turn this into a prestige thriller
Hey,
podcast.
JoJo Part 5 confirmed.
Oh, hey, by the way, Sam, can I ask you a question about Detroit Become Human right now?
Please do.
Okay.
Sorry, listeners.
I'm still in this conversation with a friend of mine, and she says that apparently you could get you could also edit this out as a side note. You could apparently get the reason why Todd could have an Android is because he sold enough drugs to buy it, or because he took out a loan or something and was doing payments on the Android, something like that.
That's stupid.
Don't give a fuck. It's bullshit. And, okay, there's Detroit spoilers. Detroit spoilers, incoming, end of game spoilers. Feel free to stop listening for a second.
You can just edit this out, though. Oh, right, never mind.
don't.
The other people. Sorry.
It is revealed towards the end of the game that Todd's daughter, Alice, is also an android. He has 2 androids.
What?
David Cage, retire, bitch.
David Cage is a fucking hack, and everything he writes makes no fucking sense. Welcome back. Anonymous asks, who is the best Sailor Moon character? This is Scout. Does anyone here watch Sailor Moon?
I've seen
the
the
ones
opening.
who are lesbians, but then in the dub are cousins. They're the best. I don't remember which ones they are.
Oh yeah, I did read that somewhere.
All right. Anonymous says, what do the hosts of today's stands look like, and what do they do? This is Scout.
Another Scout. Hey, Scout.
Hi, Scout. This is a JoJo question for anyone who doesn't watch JoJo or know about JoJo. Watch JoJo or know about JoJo. It's good.
My stand is Brody Quest. He looks like Adrian Brody.
Nice.
And he makes me travel real fast.
But you have to do the side-to-side motion.
Yes, I have to do that motion.
And the music plays behind you, and it's very good, and everyone likes
It's very good. It's a good video.
it. I'm not creative, and I don't think Linus or Evan watch JoJo.
No,
My stand is Rush, and it teleports me to Toronto, I guess.
Well,
why
would
would
you
you take off to the Great White North?
Yeah.
I don't know how stands work, but it's John Arbuckle, obviously.
All right.
Moving
Interstellar
on.
Princess asks, what do y'all do to relax? I feel like that's a close enough question to Lightbringers that we can probably just do Lightbringers.
Let's just
at
end
the
with
end of
that
the
one,
episode.
too.
Yeah. Akumioi says, was Extentation's music actually good? No.
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 Akumioi
No.
asks, Arthur would listen to Come Town. No.
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 No. What if they did like a reboot of Arthur where they're all like in their mid
How is it
20s?
still going?
No, like a Riverdale style reimagining where they're all like adults now and they're like
Let
I don't know,
Arthur say
like Arthur's
fuck.
a hipster now. Buster's alt-right for some reason, and the whole thing is just really, really
Brain would be alt-right.
Brain would be the
inappropriately
alt-right.
intense.
Brain is
Brain,
alt-right.
yeah, Brain.
Brain
Okay,
is
yeah,
incredibly
Brain would be all
incel.
right.
Brain was voiced by Steven Crowder is the thing.
It's like,
God, that's so weird.
I think the worst part about it is that, like, Brain is, like, explicitly coded to be black.
Yeah.
Like, his family celebrates Kwanzaa.
Really? I didn't know that.
yeah.
So, like, that's even more troubling implications.
Yep. That's all our questions. Lightbringers. I've got one. If y'all need time to think.
I know
Or I
what
could
mine
just do
is,
it.
and I've already mentioned it. Mine is Italian
one.
Elon Musk. Please read the tweets of Italian Elon Musk.
It has
What's the Twitter at again?
Very good.
It's Alex Q Arbuckle. Although you do not get the effect of
the beautiful
of the picture
AVI he
or
had.
name anymore. So I'm actually just going to reblog the tweets to the HKIP Tumblr right now because I was reading them off my Tumblr.
Okay, yeah. Or you can probably just Google Italian Elon Musk and there'll be screenshots. My Lightbringer is something that I've neglected to talk about for quite a while, even though it's fucking good. Has anyone here watched On Cinema at the Cinema?
I have not.
Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know about it, On Cinema at the Cinema is a web series by Tim Heidecker and Greg Turkington, who you may know from Tim and Eric Awesome Show Great Job, and Greg Turkington, his stand-up comedy as his alter ego Neil Hamburger.
Oh shit, that's it's really good, by the way, Neil Hamburger.
Yes,
I mean,
On Cinema
problematic,
at the
but
Cinema it is ostensibly a movie review show with fictionalized versions of Tim and Greg. But the real point of the show is the interpersonal drama between Tim and Greg that just, and I don't want to spoil anything. It just goes to some places, and it starts off a little low key, but my God, it is a fucking good show, and I cannot recommend it highly enough. Like, On Cinema at the Cinema, it's all on YouTube. The extended universe of it is getting bigger and bigger and weirder.
Was it through that where there was the whole trial of Tim Heidecker thing?
Yes, Tim Heidecker had a trial that I'm not going to spoil what it was about or the results of it. They also have, if you've heard of Tim Heidecker's series Decker, that started as part of On Cinema and spun off into its own show. I mean, it was always its own show, but the Tim Heidecker who plays the character Decker is Tim Heidecker's character from On Cinema. It's a hell of a thing, and it's so fucking good. Please watch On Cinema.
My Lightbringer this week is something that's like kind of slips under everyone's radar, but I just think is a really, really great thing to do, is going to see a play in the theater. Now, the local theater in my town does a lot of these, like, just all the fucking time. They'll broadcast, like, a live show from the National Theatre in London, or just, mostly it's that, or they'll do some ballet, but it's just a really, really good way to go and see, like, a fucking complete top-notch production for, like, they usually charge, like, about as much or less than a regular movie ticket. I recently went to go see Angels in America, the huge new production of it that they did in the National Theatre and then brought to Broadway. And, like, Angels in America is, like, the gay play, I guess you'd call it. It's, like, the one that gets talked about a lot, the one that gets referenced. It's, like, really famous, it's really long, and it deals with a lot of different things. And in this one had Nathan Lane and Andrew Garfield, and I think that's it for the names. The kid from Misfits was in it. What the hell is his name? It's like anyway. One of the kids from Misfits is in it, but it was just a really, really, really good play. And I feel like this is something that doesn't get taken advantage of, because one of the good things about this is that you usually have the fucking theater to yourself, because no one comes to see these things ever. So if your local theater like does these things, like these live productions of plays, live broadcasts of plays, just like go and check it out, because like the magic's still there. Even though you're watching it like on a screen, I think a lot of people think that it won't be quite as good. It's just really, it's still there. And like, Nathan Lane was fantastic, Andrew Garfield was fantastic. So just go see more theater, really. And even if you live in a town that doesn't have like any theater, check your movie theater to see if you can go see.
No
things
offense,
like
but
this.
the part where you said that like most theaters are like mostly empty, the thought of being in a theater alone watching a play, it sounds like an actual fucking nightmare to me.
Angels in America is also about 8 hours long. It is usually done in 2 parts. They do like you come see the first part and then you come see the next part the next night. So it could have used an editor. It's not a perfect play. Could have used an editor. and like he could have written 3 plays instead of taking 3 plays and smashing them together into one play. But it is very good. Like it 4 and 8, you go see it and you think this is not going to sustain my attention, but it really does.
All right. Okay. First, I want to say quickly, my friend says the only reason they like Detroit Become Human is because they want to fuck the robot.
Which one?
That seems common.
That's valid.
Which one?
I'm not sure which one. They just said the robot.
Okay, it's probably Connor.
Yeah, it's Connor.
Mm-hmm.
Also, my actual Lightbringer, I'm going to be pretentious again, and a theory book that I've been reading, Studies on Pessimism by Arthur Schopenhauer, because although it's not necessarily light-bringing, because it's extremely about how the world is suffering all the time, it kind of makes a lot of sense, especially these days, and it's been something I'm quite taken with. So if you're interested in reading about why the world actually sucks at a normal level and happiness is sort of taking away from that, read that book, because it explains, to me at least, a lot about why things are the way they are.
Nice. So to go back to what I was saying, I was going to talk about, I just want to give a shout out to Tim Heidecker because, oh my God. So this is a bit of a spoiler for On Cinema, I guess, but the current weird ass thing that's happening in the show right now, this is that Tim's character is running for DA in California. And so Tim and Greg, to different extents, Greg almost entirely, Tim a lot, but not entirely, are like in character on Twitter. So Tim Heidecker's Twitter like display name right now is Tim Heidecker for DA. So yesterday Tim tweeted at Ann Coulter that he and his wife want to spit in her face. And Tim's mentions have been completely flooded with Republicans saying that Tim Heidecker is everything wrong with American politics.
Good God.
Oh my God. It's very good. Anyway, that's going to do it for us this week. Abolish ICE, prosecute ICE.
Shout out to Cynthia Nixon.
Shout out to Cynthia Nixon for going on The View and saying that we need to... Yes, Cynthia Nixon, thank you.
Hey, I make it a rockets.
Hey, I make it a rockets. Hakipkatada.tumblr.com, twitter.com/hakipkatada, reddit.com/r/hakipkatada. Thank you to Bisexual Punch Party for running that shit. It's good. Facebook.com/hakipkatada and patreon.com/hakipkatada. $1 gets you access to our Lightbringer posts and any other various bonus content that goes on the thing. $5 gets you a special user status in the Discord and a shout out on the podcast. Shout out to our $10 and $5 subscribers: Paige Messer, Star Asterism, Ambius, Roanberg, Lost and Foundation, Alex Schaup, Nick Jagged, David Besser, Surrey Jack. Ooh, I like this one. Non-binary with left beef. That is a good one. 500
That's
B's,
good.
Goku is a trans man, Summer Geist, Helga K, Delaney Fritz, 1-800-Are-You-Slappin', M. Chambers, Kadeho Jones, Harry Tomlinson, Dijonais, Jordan Hagan, Charlotte Warmington, Pregnant Seinfeld, Benjamin Kingstone Faria, Scout Shiro, Pettis, Evan, Lowe, Brett Houtz, Stephanie Ruff, Ollie Anders, and Ellen Nordhog. Thank you all so very much.
There are so many good names now.
It's very good. Thank you.
It's really good.
$10 a month gets you an even more special Discord role called Conrad that lets you listen to our podcast live. So thank you to you, currently 2 people, including Discord user Wank Splangling Cock. Can't say it. For that. Thank you for that. Oh, God. Thank you to the Taxpayers for the use of their song Evil Men from the album Cold Hearted Town. It's good and we like it.
It fucking slaps.
It slaps always and forever.
1-800, it is slapping.
It is slapping 1-800.
Also, like, you could check out Rob Taxpayers' Patreon that he has going on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what the exact URL is.
I think it's just Rob Taxpayer.
No, it's patreon.com/Song of the Week Club.
Cool. So
And he makes a song every fucking week.
Yeah,
It's good.
Shout out to that. Support that. And let's do a quick check-in. We are currently, $11 a month away from having to kill one of our hosts. So
We're getting there, folks.
Brooks, I'm sorry.
It's gonna be the real a really ritualized affair when we go and have
Yeah,
the PGOT meetup.
that's when it's happening.
I'm so
Just
fucking excited for that.
black-
I can't
black
believe I'm gonna
robes.
fucking meet some of you horrible people in real life and probably kill all of you.
I need to actually join the PGOT Discord so I can
good.
do that.
You're not on there yet. I guess.
Speaking of Discord, join our Discord. It's good as fuck.
There's
Yeah.
a link on all of our posts.
Oh shit, what was the other thing? Fuck, shit, fuck, shit, fuck, shit, fuck.
I don't think
Shit.
it's either of those.
It was fucking shit. Thank you to everyone who supports us on Patreon. I know I already said this 3 times, but it's really good. We've been upgrading our hosts' microphones. I think we're gonna hopefully be getting Alex a new one because Alex's microphone is a piece of shit. And then you'll be able to hear.
Yep.
You know what? Maybe that's the problem. Is we have to run so much noise removal on everything Alex says that it's sort of removing some of the punch from the bad words that she says.
The fuzz has been protecting her, and the second she has a clear microphone, she's going to be assassinated from orbit. By
Fucking
Elon
calling in
Musk's
a
cyber gun.
Call of Duty Ghosts orbital strike.
Yeah, basically.
What a good video game. I love video gaming.
I love gaming. I
love
love being
gaming.
a geek who games.
God, I love gaming. Anyone watch E3? That was good. Remember when Andrew WK was on E3 and everybody hated it except for everyone who's good?
Yeah, like me.
Like me. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Xavier Woods got so mad that people weren't dancing.
Oh my god, yeah. Okay, let's do our shit. I'm Sam. You can find me at positive-stress.tumblr.com and twitter.com/possystress, and I have a podcast called Jurgen It that I do with my brother, where we talk about the secret life of the American teenager. My brother's coming back from Japan this week, so we have to actually record an episode this week, and I had to watch the show again, and it was fucking bad. And if you were wondering if the teen drama Secret Life of the American Teenager ever takes on the topic of the Holocaust, well, guess what? This is the episode where they did, so thanks.
I wasn't wondering that, but
Everyone's been thinking it.
I'm Linus. You can find me on Twitter at Linus Kloss. Pretty much nowhere else. I only have enough energy for one social media at a time, which is why I'm completely inactive on Facebook and everywhere else that I have an account.
Follow Linus
So Twitter's
at candlejack.tumblr.com.
it's Cradlejack. It's not Candlejack.
Whoever edits this, cut off, the funny
Yeah, Sam,
Candlejack
none
meme.
of your audio from the remainder of the episode's going to be on. I'm cutting you off.
I can't even remember what the fuck that's a reference to anymore.
It's Freakazoid.
No, not Candlejack, Cradlejack.
Oh.
This is a bit. I'm trying to remember. It was a monster in a kid's book that I read when I was 8. And then when I was trying to choose an internet handle at 12, I was like, what about this?
This will be edgy.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Fuck, what was I going to say? Candlejack, Cradlejack. Whatever. I remember what it was, but it's not worth talking about.
My name is Evan, and I'm on Twitter at TP_Albuquerque, and I have a completely inactive Tumblr under the same name.
I didn't know that.
Hey, my name's Matt, and you can find me on Twitter at MattGCN, or you can see my true form as a Nintendo GameCube. I have a bunch of podcasts that are inactive and a bunch of podcasts that aren't started, so don't worry about it.
You're not going to tease your...
I have a They Might Be Giants podcast starting this fucking month. Yeah. It's going to be sick as hell. It's called Giants Confirmed.
Which is pretty fucking, how dare you, frankly.
And I'm getting,
that's not for you to
professional
confirm.
art done for it. Maddie does professional comics.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
she's doing my art. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
The art is so good.
Should I even bother ending the podcast since you edit out everything that I said?
Yes.
All right, that's going to do it for us this week. This has been Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die Not a Threat.
Just a fact.
Memento Pokemori.
Memento Pokemori.
Memento Pokemon.
And now, here is the audio of the Pizza Pasta ditty.
Pizza, pasta, put it in a box. Bring it here and put it on my top. The tortellini on my weenie, pepperoni on the walls. Cheesy on my beanie and some salsa on my balls.